Good morning, class, and welcome to another online English lesson. Today's topic is kids, decision time. So what has happened in the kids' story so far? So we know that Luke is in trouble, he didn't do all the tasks that he was supposed to do, and so on. So while doing all that, you will notice that kids, especially British children, they are very, very polite. So maybe you should just reflect on that. Are you? So it's a very, very important part of growing up. Politeness, to be polite and to have that within you. So you don't have to be reminded all the time that you should act and speak and talk to people politely. It's something that should be within you. Okay, so now let's read and let's listen to the story and let's answer the two questions that we have here. What do Greg and Anna want to do, and what does Anna call Luke, and why? Let's read and let's listen.
Exercise 1B. 1.
Rosie's gone home. She doesn't want to talk to anyone.
What happened with Mrs. Bent? She didn't tell her about Wimbledon, did she?
Yes, she did, because she thought Mrs. Bent already knew.
But she didn't know anything about it. She wanted to tell Rosie that she's won the school prize. Wow, cool.
Yes, but Rosie might not get it now. She was really upset about it.
Did she say anything to Mrs. Bent about us?
No, she didn't.
Oh, that's good. No, it isn't. It was all your idea. Rosie shouldn't take the blame for it.
2.
So we should all go and see Mrs. Bent to help Rosie. Hang on a minute. Why should I get into trouble when I didn't do anything wrong? Yes, you did. We all told lies to get the afternoon off. Well, actually, I didn't.
What do you mean?
I had the afternoon off anyway. They closed the sports centre that afternoon to do a fire safety check. You're kidding! So you think it's all right for Rosie to take all the blame, do you?
She is probably going to lose her school prize. Don't you care?
Have you forgotten that she helped you with your project?
Yes, she got you out of trouble with Mr. Cox, you rat.
3. The next day.
I have to go and see Mrs. Bent again.
We'll come with you.
Thanks, but you don't have to.
Yes, we do. We're all in this together.
What about Luke?
I haven't seen him since our last lesson.
All right, so you see that they are all pretty upset about what happened to Rosie except Luke. So what do Greg and Anna want to do, and what does Anna call Luke, and why? Let's look at the answers. So they want to go with Rosie to see Mrs. Bent, and she calls him a rat because he doesn't want to help Rosie, although Rosie helped him out when he had to show his geography project to their form teacher. So think about if you have similar experiences like that. So what you have to do next is to answer the questions. You do this orally. Usmeno odgovorite na pitanja I pošaljite mi. So answer the questions. Where is Rosie at the start of the story and why? Why did the headmistress want to see her? Why is Rosie upset? Does Mrs. Bent know that the others went to Wimbledon too? Why doesn't Luke want to go and see Mrs. Bent? Why did Luke have Wednesday afternoon off? How did Rosie help Luke? And who is going to see Mrs. Bent? So pause the video, answer the questions, and send in the task. So let's check. All right, so where is Rosie at the start of the story and why? She's at home. She doesn't want to talk to anyone. Why did the headmistress want to see her? To tell her the good news about the decision to give Rosie the school prize. Why is Rosie upset? Because she might not get the prize now that she's told Mrs. Bent she wasn't at Wimbledon instead of she was at Wimbledon instead of doing her work experience last Wednesday. Does Mrs. Bent know that the others went to Wimbledon too? No, she doesn't. Why doesn't Luke want to go and see Mrs. Bent? Luke doesn't want to get into trouble, and he didn't have to skip work to go to Wimbledon, so he feels he hasn't done anything wrong. Terrible. Why did Luke have a Wednesday afternoon off? There was a fire safety check at the sports center, so they closed it for the afternoon. And how did Rosie help Luke? She let him use her geography project. And who is going to see Mrs. Bent? Rosie, Greg, and Anna. And Luke's missing. Something has happened to him. So you do this task orally. You have done it already. Hopefully you've sent it. Okay, so what do you think happens next? Okay, let's listen and let's check.
Page 75. Exercise 3B.
So, Luke, I hope you understand. If I hear anything like this again, you'll be in real trouble. Is that clear?
Yes, Mrs. Bent.
Come in. Ah, yes. Come in, you three.
Luke, you're here.
Yes, Luke has told me all about last Wednesday. Now, I hope you all understand. You can't just... So let that be an end to it.
Yes, miss.
You can go now. Oh, but Rosie, you will get the school prize. You've worked very hard this year. Well done.
Thank you, miss.
Congratulations, Rosie.
Well done.
Thanks. Hey, listen. There's a rock festival on in the park this weekend. Shall we all go?
No, I can't. Are you in another tennis competition then, Luke? No. When I went to see Mrs. Bent, she said she wanted to see me anyway.
Why? What about?
She's had a report from Mr. Cox about my schoolwork, and she's written to my parents.
Oh, no.
When they read that letter, there won't be any tennis, rock festivals, TV, or anything but schoolwork for me.
All right. So obviously, Luke has grown a conscience and reported himself to Mrs. Bent's office, and he will be responsible and do the right thing with his parents as well. His parents will make him do well at school as well. So let's look at the statements. Are they true or false? So statement number 1, Luke isn't at school today. That's false. He is at school today. Luke told the headmistress about the trip to Wimbledon. True. Rosie will get the school prize. True. They're all going to Wimbledon again. False. They're not going to Wimbledon again, but they're planning on going to a concert. Luke's in a tennis tournament this weekend. False. He will probably be grounded for a longer period of time. And 6, Luke's going to be in trouble with his parents, of course. All right. So let's look at our workbook. We'll finish here with this unit before we say goodbye to kids for this school year. So let's check, what do we have in our workbook. So you do just task 1, okay? Just task 1, nothing else. Task 1, page 60, and that's it. And of course, if there is anything you don't understand, words that you don't understand in this unit, take them out, be responsible, and write them as a note into your notebooks, okay? So this task you do orally, and you do the tasks, 1 task in your workbook. And that's it. So goodbye, children.